We do have a lot of wind, but hopefully the Conscendo can handle it. Okay, Conscendo looks good to go. So let's just get up in the air and then I can talk about what's going on here. I do have wind at my back, which I know is not the greatest call for taking off, but I'll see if I can do it anyways. Okay. All right, we are up in the air. We've got a little bit of wind to deal with, but as we've learned, that will not make me fly longer. I got flaps right in the middle. All right, the whole point of this flight, well, first, welcome back to Inverted Aviators RC. Today's flight is not only showing off how well the Conscendo can handle a little bit of wind, and that little bit is a lot, but it's also to show off this new toy I got that'll help us record. It's on the ground station, so I'm going to try to do some low flybys just to see how cool it looks. Look at us go. I think I got safe off. Is that safe on? Hard to tell. But the Conscendo, again, is tiny, but it can handle all of these crazy winds. I'll try to remember to take a picture of the weather right now because it is blustery, and it was nicer earlier, but I was busy, so I wasn't able to fly. But we've got some strong winds headed straight at us. We can use that yaw string to tell the relative air speed over the wings, I believe. But it is just keeping us in the air here. Nice and smooth like. Pretty cool stuff. And I should do a speed test with the wind at my back because it is pretty crazy. I'm going to keep trying to point directly into the wind and not sideways too much just because that gets really tough to fly. So I'm going to gain some altitude. Get a look at the nice lights of the area. Should have glide mode is now on. I like how pretty that looks. Wow. But it is windy as all get out. You can see how much I've got to move the sticks just to stay in place. I'm not using any throttle. I'm just using elevator, rudder, and the ailerons to try to keep myself pointed right where the wind is coming from, which I can figure that out via the little yaw string. There are tutorials for everything, so if you're new to the channel, we do have how-tos on everything that you see here, camera, yaw string. I think that's it for this plane, but there's just so much to do, and it's like, well, might as well show it off. But just flapping around here. But yeah, hopefully the new ground camera will be giving us some cool new views, stuff that we haven't been able to do before, at least when I've been flying by myself. But yeah, I'll try to do some low passes here without turning too hard into the wind, because that would be asking for something to go wrong like that if I dive too quick. But let's see if I can try to just float. So the wind's at my tail right now. I'm going to turn into it, and then I'm going to try to fight it all the way back. I was trying to debate which plane I'm going to fly tonight, and I almost flew the Corsair, which I think would have ended in disaster, because this is pretty windy. Let's see if that flap's going to bring me up a little bit. There is a hill behind me, so there is a way to get extra lift via this hill. Now the only issue is I don't know how to slope soar, and I don't know if that hill's big enough. But maybe if I just sit right here, the wind coming up off the hill might be good. I don't know. I also think I'm right above myself. But wow, we are getting rocked around. Actually, I feel the wind maybe more from this way. Wow. Or is it coming from this? I can't really tell where the wind's coming from. Got the propeller killed. Just gliding around. I'd say this is more of a skilled glide, only because if I do nothing, I'm going to get rocked around. But the Conscendo is very capable of just handling any winds We have flown in some like pre-thunderstorm winds, and that is fun. This is pretty darn close to it, where just it's like Buzz Lightyear. I'm not falling, or not flying, I'm falling with style. That's pretty much what I've been doing this whole time, is just barely staying off the ground. Hey, Goose is probably not having a good time either. But this is why the Conscendo is one of our favorite planes, is because normally you couldn't go out here with a UMX plane, or you could, but it would be a very quick trip from the field to the repair shop. But this is handling it just fine. It's handling it as well as I expect it to, given the amount of winds. But wow, we gotta fight it. Wow. Try to keep on staying with it. Man, I've got to use quite a bit of throttle just to move forward a little bit. So hopefully landing's easier. Man. That's safe off, because I think the safe would absolutely wreck it. I also have AS3X is always turned on, so that's probably helping quite a bit. Just stay kind of locked in here. But wow. I think I'm close to those uprights, and I don't want to be. Man. Wow, that is windy. I would try aerobatics, but I don't think it's going to be any more impressive than what the wind is already doing. Wow. Well, at least it looks cool. I wonder if I can go any higher. Okay, I can jump into the wind. Alright, now let's kill it and see. Oh, look how far back that pushed us. Wow. Alright, I'm going to just keep gliding. Actually, I'm going to try to motor my way back over the field, just, you know, barring worst case scenario here. But man, it's remarkably stable for how blustery it is. You can probably tell via the noise and via me just yapping about how windy it is. But this plane is handling it, as well as I would have hoped. I think I just went backwards. I think I'm just not moving. Okay, this is cool. I've been using very low throttle the whole time, because any more than that would just be useless. I can tell where I am based on the lights on my goggles, but other than that it's pretty dark. But these Wolf Whoop WTO3 cameras mixed with these DJI goggles with the Digi adapter, you can change the brightness and the contrast quite a bit. So it is actually really dark out, but with the goggles you can see it pretty nicely. And you can fly pretty late at night without any issues. So I guess the only issue is coming from this massive amount of wind. But I might try to bring it into land here, and that landing is just going to be just throttling off and letting the wind carry me into the ground. Let's see, try to get a little closer to me. But yeah, this is some skilled falling. I'm probably going to almost hit myself. Wow. I got no throttle and I just went right back up. That's probably that hill. Let's see. Am I speeding up? Going this way. Oh, there goes the battery hatch. But that's been Inverted Aviators RC. I'm going to grab the plane before that battery hatch runs away. But this has been fun. This has been the Conscendo. Thanks for watching. Stick around for more videos like this. I'm so sorry.